Alright, finally, a new newsletter for the 10th anniversary of Undertale. I ran out of space on the Gmail that I was using to subscribe to the newsletter, so I didn't get it, so we're looking at it on the archive. Yay, papyrus! It's been 10 years since Undertale released, therefore, that's right, it's 10th anniversary, you know? Let's have a stream where we play through Undertale, just like we played through Deltarune Chapter 1. Looks at calendar and realizes that the anniversary is on a weekday. Why don't we do this on a weekend after the anniversary instead? The event will be run across 2 days at 4 p.m. on September 20 and 21st. 21st! I'm just making up new stuff. And you can watch it here. I clicked on it and it was weird. As in, like... Again, with Toby making separate websites and web pages for this stuff, like, it could have just been a link to, like, Twitch or, like, the YouTube channel. Is it not on the YouTube channel? Why not? They did it on Fangamer's channel for last time, whatever. That's right. When we tried playing through everything, it took over 8 hours, so we had to split it up. Oh, right, it's not live. Well, the whole thing, the last one wasn't actually live either, so. Yep. So, we'll have to play half of the game one day, and half of the game the next day. That sure is a long time to talk. Is anyone gonna enjoy watching this? Obviously. Look at that. See, we'll always enjoy it when you got stuff like this. That's right, last time, Deltarune's Chapter 3 and 4 came out. I really want to look back on these chapters and discuss my thoughts. But I don't have time to do that right now. The anniversary is coming up. There's no time to discuss this. Chapter 5 progress update. The first one. He's Asgore. Driving in my car. Anyway. See? Instead, let's talk about Chapter 5. Some of you might be wondering what kind of chapter it is. Well, right now, there's no reason to tell you that. Both of us like surprises, right? If I think of everything in the chapter, there's little I would like to share. That being said, as an act of charity, as an act of goodwill, I would like to spoil one optional Castletown scene. This scene assumes you've seen the special room in Chapter 4. Oh, I thought this was an animation. This is real. I don't know if you'll be able to hear this. I can't hear it currently. Ow! 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 Why is he getting hurt?
Hey boss, someone just knocked. You think that's Tenna?
No way, it's Tenna, rubber brain. If it was him, that knock'd be more glooby. Ow. Why is he getting hurt? I don't know what's going on.
By the way, what the heck is this drink you got me?
Oh wait, no, that was him talking.
Battery acid?
Battery what? What the heck you make you think I drink that?
Well, it's my theory, boss. Use green, so you look good with a green drink.
Theory? That's not a theory, that's just... You think that just because something looks cool, that makes it correct?
Yeah.
Whatever.
I don't know if this has audio. I mean, it probably does. I'll just look at it later.
Or maybe I'll look at it right now. Next time I can show more from Castletown. Look at that. I'm confused to when this would actually play, because this is like a separate scene and no one else is in the room, so why would we get this? Unless Chris is just being like hidden from the screen for some reason. And also, does that mean that the cat games aren't going to stay? The mini games are just going to disappear? That's kind of stinky. This is current status progress. Why did I read it like that? The early parts of Chapter 5 are complete, but need polish in general areas, or optional areas. Why am I dumb again? Maybe like the last 40% or so of the game is in rough first pass state, and the last 10% is in prototype state. Probably around 85% of the cutscenes have been created up to the first draft. However, at least 20% will require more polish. We have a tree. Just pine tree. Dipper!
What is this called?
Mike Bashful. Enemies. Regular enemies are mostly done. One programmer is already working on the regular enemy bullet patterns of Chapter 6. The direction of the boss battles have been decided, and many boss attacks have already been completed. What do you mean, the direction of the boss battles? What does that imply? There needs to be a specific direction. I mean, honestly, past Chapter 4, there has been weird directions with all the boss battles. I mean, there's been barely any for one. I mean, I'll have to actually think and count up the bosses of previous chapters. Anyway, once the attacks are finished, the next goal will be to arrange the attacks and make adjustments to them if necessary to fit the atmosphere of the battle. Trash can. Who would have thought? Overall, with Chapter 3 and 4, there were some creative hurdles which made developing parts of the game difficult. How to do the boards of Chapter 3, how to design the events in Noel's house, etc. Once we got past those hurdles and expanded the team, everything went more smoothly. Chapter 5 was not without hurdles, but we already passed all the obvious ones, so there's little to get in our way now. We just need to keep making the game. This person has not appeared in... Oh, wait, yes, she... Has she? Wait. No, I'm thinking of the different one. That's a new outfit and just a character who hasn't even shown up in Deltarune before. She was the inn lady, I think. The rough timeline will look like this. Making game. We are here. Localization. Making game. Porting game. Finish. Test bug. Fix. Release. Currently, I have one main deadline. I want to begin the translation by the end of 2025. After that point... Okay. That's crazy. Oh, begin. Never mind. Begin the translation by the end of 2025. So at that point, gameplay changes will be acceptable, but large-scale text and story changes will be heavily frowned upon. Unless, of course, we have another incident with the red flower bullcrap. Anyway. But large-scale text and... Yeah, I said that already. I don't think the game will be released in the first half of 2026. That's not a surprise, right? From last time's updates, you guys have access to exactly how long each step of development took. Anyway, we don't have any external factors surrounding the release date this time. We'll release it when it's done, and we will continue to update you guys as the progress on the progress to its completion. Toby Fox voice acting for Homestuck? I mean, we all knew this. This is truly art. Let me tell you about Homestuck. If you haven't heard of it, Homestuck was the webcomic that basically launched my career. Back in 2010, I was a high school student with no aspirations for music composing at all. That was until I discovered this webcomic which I really liked. You see, the comic's animated sequences had music created by a team of very talented musicians, the Homestuck music team. I wanted nothing more than to be a part of my beloved comic just like them. So one day, when a call was put up for additional musicians, I instantly took this opportunity to become a composer. I made some bad music, sent it over, and the author of the comic added me to the group. 2010. I don't know how old Toby is currently, so I'll have to think, because I could have sworn, career, I wouldn't consider Earthbound ROM hacks to be career. But no aspirations for music, that doesn't seem right, because there were some banging tracks in the Halloween hack. Maybe it just comes natural enough that he didn't see it as aspirations, whatever. We'll see that later, maybe, if it's even worth including in the video. Well, I didn't want to waste the opportunity of being added, so I tried really hard to make as much music as I could, combining as many motifs as I could from other musicians. It was that experience which forged me into the composer I am today. So that's where Toby got his slimy origins of motifs. Anyway, additionally, thanks to my association with the webcomic, I gained a following on social media, which really helped when I made a Kickstarter for my game Undertale. You know, the thing which enabled me make the game. I even initially reached out to Temmie specifically because of her Homestuck fan art she did on Tumblr. No more Tumblr! Anyway. So I really owe a lot to Homestuck. It made me better at music, allowed me to make my game, connected me with so many important friendships, and it taught me lessons on how to deal with with fandom and the importance of valuing your fans. In my mind, it's basically a debt I might never be able to repay. Therefore, when I was asked if I could help out with the new Homestuck animation, I said I would give it a shot. Surprisingly, the request was not for music, but voice acting. Still, I feel like I should help out. Waiting at the voice acting studio was another surprise. A few minutes into recording with the voice director, I noticed, hey, isn't this guy's resting voiced Dagger from Angry Beavers? It turned out the voice director was the voice... Wait, what? It turned out the voice director was the voice of Invader Zim, Richard David Horvitz, which I probably pronounced wrong. The recording session took a few hours, but it was so fun that it felt like it ended pretty much immediately. I'm not really a pro, so I was nervous about the result. But Invader Zim told me that I did a good job, so I just have to trust him. Always trust Invader Zim, guys. Anyway, that was my experience helping out. Now I'd like to show you the trailer. I play the role of John Egbert, the kid wearing glasses. But first, a word from our sponsor. No. A warning for the more sensitive members of my audience. Speaking of... Well, actually, I'm not going to talk about it yet until I see what he has to say. Homestuck has a lot of dirty language, and they had me say some pretty profane things. So if you're a kid or would rather not hear those kind of words, don't watch. I mean, it's not like Deltarune or even Undertale was very clean with its language, but I don't know. Whatever. Off music! Oh my goodness, it's friend inside me, look. That's him. The dark dog. The Darko. Is that I feel like that's a slur for some reason. I hope not. Anyway. Fangamer developed an alternative version of Off, available on Nintendo Switch and Steam. It's a legendary RPG Maker game. The characters were inspirations for the designs of scenes in Papyrus. The musician for the original version, available online free forever, didn't want his music to be used in the remake, but I also didn't have a problem with us making new tracks. It's a bit of a strange circumstance, but I was asked by Off creator Mortis Ghost to help. Wait, your name is Mortis Ghost? Yeah, I'm sure that's definitely his real name. Anyway, to help. So I made some tracks for the game. You can download all the songs here and available on YouTube for free. Yeah! Except Materia Music Collective. And I forgot Fuga. Probably you were going to ruin it somehow. Assuming even Materia even handles it. Whatever. Fan music albums. Recently there have been some musical albums consisting of Undertale and Deltarune covers, which I've been encouraged to recommend to you. Cool. Some virtuistic piano arrangements of Deltarune by Trevor Allen Gomes. I'm also probably pronouncing that wrong. I really recommend giving this one a listen. It's available on YouTube if you want to sample it for free. An album of electronic Undertale arrangements by Monster Cat. Many different artists work very hard to put this album together, and creativity shines through. The full album releases on Monday, October 6th, with a physical edition to follow. Click here to be the first. New merchandise! Yes! When I searched Tenna on Fangamer's store, a shirt for ENA came up. It doesn't... Okay. Except the Tenna figure still isn't here. Give me that. I want to see... Well, actually, I don't want to buy the Tenna figure until I actually know the sheer length that it's bendable. And then I want it. If it's really good for, like, stop motion. It doesn't look like my usual merchandise, but I guess I should tell you guys to buy it. Real. Like, honestly, let's not lie to ourselves. This Tenna plush sucks! Why would you do that? He's the tall man, and you made him a bobblehead? No one else is a bobblehead. Why'd you do it to him? Oh, I guess Spamton kind of is, but he was in the original game, so that's fair. Well, I guess they've got to share some things in the divorce. Anyway. 10 years passing is annoying. Does that mean I'm annoying? An annoying dog? Anyway, I'll save my words for the event. Alright, there's a couple other things I also want to check out. Because this isn't the new merch. Why didn't he show the actual new merch? I'm confused. I am confused. Look, new merch. For real. That stuff was already revealed. This stuff is actually brand new. These are still not here for some reason. They look like they actually got changed. Maybe I'm just crazy. Deltarune bag for some reason. What do we got here? What lore can I derive from this? Seemingly nothing. Anyway. Monster Kid plush. Finally confirmation that they're actually wearing like a striped shirt. For some reason, I always believed that was just his pattern because he's like a dinosaur. Even though it should have been made pretty clear, and I thought that it was just a fanon thing. Knife Kid. Oh wow, I've long considered making art of just a little piece of all the wackos with little children with knives that appear in RPG games, but I guess they did it for me. And that's weird. This is like the first piece of like collaboration merch. Also, it's kind of being dominated by Frisk because of this color scheme. This is only Frisk color scheme. I mean, it's not quite even that. It's a little weird just in general. Interesting. What does this say, though? But no, Kara. Frisk is now officially the one with the knife, as it always should have been. Oh, right. Fangamer really has a terrible glitch where you can't scroll downwards. In fact, yep, there it is again. Megalovania jacket. I don't know what it is with people putting the coolest stuff on the back. It just doesn't make sense to me. Look at that. Okay, I'm gonna try to scroll this again. That's the wrong thing. Okay, there's no real significant lore in this one, just can or cannot use, because obviously Frisk doesn't have to use the knife. Even on Genocide, you don't have to use it.